Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to part 2 of this year's Q&A. So we did part 1, which was all the questions I've been asked on YouTube on the community post, and this is part 2, which is going to be all the questions you guys asked me on Instagram. Again, I've got Natalie in the background. She's not on camera tonight because she hasn't done her hair and she didn't want you guys to see her looking all bzzz. Electric sockety. But she's in the background. She's in the background. She's going to read out the questions for me, and ready when you are, Nat.
This is Sherbet Fizz on his Instagram. So
Yeah.
what we're going
Hi, Sherbet Fizz.
Would love to see you do a Costa shop with Caroline.
She means Costco.
I'm assuming Costco.
Yeah, it's I should imagine it's been
spell checked.
Yeah, spell checked. Yeah, predictive texted. Costco shop. Caroline and I have talked. We're going to do Costco at some point because Caroline doesn't have one particularly near her. I think she's been to the one in Exeter, I think she said, if I remember rightly. But she's definitely going to come up and we're going to do Costco at some point. So that will happen at some point, but I don't know when.
This is Jilly Rants.
Hi, Jilly.
Hi, Carla. I really enjoy your videos with Tammy. You have such a great friendship. I wondered how you will cope with living together and example, never having enough space. I live in a small house, so I know how challenging it can be.
That is an interesting question. And I think we are very lucky in that Tammy doesn't move much. She works a lot. She works a lot of hours.
We're not social, are we?
We know.
We
are. Yeah, we don't use the front room very much. We eat together in the front room. If we've cooked a meal, then we eat together in the front room. But as a general rule, we are each in our own rooms doing our own thing. Natalie's at work a lot, but if she's at home, she's usually on her Xbox or whatever. Tammy, again, works a lot, but if she's at home, she'll be on her laptop on her bed. And if I'm not at work, then I'll be eBaying or YouTubing or whatever, or doing errands and things. So we're not actually on top of each other as much as you might think. It's worked out much better this time. This is not the first time we've all lived together. So Tammy has come to stay with us on 2 separate occasions before. Once, as I said in the first half of the Q&A, was just a couple of weeks when she was between places. And then she lived with us for a period of time about 10 years ago. She lived with us for a period of time before, and that was a more difficult time. It wasn't Tammy herself that was a problem, but Anthony had a friend living with us as well. We've always been open house. We have always been, if someone needs somewhere, in you come. But we did get a bit to a point where we were a bit overcrowded at that point, and we were a bit on top of each other, and tempers got a bit frayed, and words were had. But we've all matured a bit since then. That was 10 years ago, 12 years ago. How long?
I was still in school.
10 years ago, I think. 10 years ago. And we've all matured a bit since then. And not only have we matured, but we've aged. So we can't be bothered to fight anymore.
Searching Wonderland said if you had to give up either your cruise holidays or B&M, which would it be?
I'd give up B&M. I'd give up B&M. Yeah, there's always Home Bargains or the Range or whatever. Yeah, I could give up B&M quite easily, funnily enough. I'm beginning to be less enamoured of B&M recently. Yeah. I could give it. It's not an addiction. It's just a preference.
BJA Taylor says, hello, I've been watching your channel for a long time and I find you inspirational and honest. You are obviously well read and educated, and I just wondered if you'd ever thought about writing a book, and if so, what would it be about?
Funny enough, I did answer this one in part 1 because somebody said in part 1, which book do you wish you'd written? And I said the one I started 10 years ago, whenever it was, 20 years ago. So yes, I have thought about writing a book. The book that I started writing then is probably not the book that I would write now, because I am a different person now. I read different stuff now. So yeah.
It's interesting to dig that out when you read through it, though.
Yeah, but yeah, I have considered writing a book, but whether I'll ever get one done or not, I don't know.
Teardrop says, how did you and Tammy become friends, which is in...
Yeah, how Tammy and I became friends is covered in part 1, so if you haven't watched that, I'll link it below.
Laura Jane Teresa says, do you think doing YouTube has made you happier, or is it more just another income stream? I've been watching for years and I love your vids.
Has it made me happier? At times, yes. At times, doing YouTube has made me much happier. It certainly has led me to meet people that I wouldn't necessarily have met otherwise. So people like Josh and Lex. The only reason Josh and I are friends is because he came up to me at the car boot sale and said, I watch you on YouTube. So if I didn't do YouTube, I wouldn't have this friendship. And the same with Lex. I wouldn't know Lex if it wasn't for YouTube. The same with Caroline, Nick and Andrea. Yeah, oh my God. Heather. The friends that I have made through YouTube have enriched my life immensely. So I'm looking at Natalie instead of looking at you. They have really massively enriched my life. So yeah, doing YouTube from that point of view has made me much happier. And then at times, doing YouTube has made me incredibly sad. At times, doing YouTube has brought me to near Near breakdown, I would say. There was a period at one point when YouTube brought me to a near breakdown. But you come through it, you rise, you become stronger. And I don't regret doing YouTube. I don't particularly want to stop. Is it another income stream? Yes. Is it enough of an income stream to make me stop doing other things? No, it doesn't bring in enough money. YouTube doesn't bring in enough money to pay my bills. Not by far, not by a long, long way. I don't know how big your channel has to be before you can go, right, that's it, I can rest on my laurels a bit, but...
Bigger than yours, my love.
Bigger than this.
Behind the gate at number 8.
Hi, behind the gate at number 8.
Would you consider doing a how to start a YouTube channel with basic editing video? I wouldn't know where to start and would love your input.
It's flattering that you would ask. However, I know so little that I wouldn't consider myself to be in a position to teach. For starters, I'm not a teacher anyway. I don't have teaching skills. Sorry, that was the chair, not me. So I know very little. I only do very, very basic editing. I wouldn't be able to tell you how to set up a YouTube channel because I set mine up so long ago that I can't remember how I did it. But I think it's fairly simple. I've got a feeling there's a bit on YouTube where you can go, click, create channel, I think. I use iMovie on the Mac for editing, and it's very simple. If you have basic computer skills, you'll be able to use iMovie. It's click and drop, pretty much. Click and drop this here, chop it up. I'm not even convinced that the way I edit is the most efficient way. I expect somebody watching me use iMovie to go, why do you do that like that? If you just did this, it'd be... But I do it the way that I've taught myself to do it.
Other channels that would be better suited to guide a newbie.
Yeah, I'm not the one. I probably don't even do it properly. I just do it the way I do it, and it's good enough for me.
Tattoos.
Tattoos, great name.
Says, do you think you will find it more difficult being single if/when your children move out and you live alone?
Will I find it more difficult being single if/when my children move out and I live alone? Are you going anywhere? Yep. She's not going anywhere. We live in one of the highest property price areas in the UK. The chances of either of my children being able to move out solo are 1,000,000 to 1. You know, they'd have to have some serious life changes before either of them could go, I'm moving out on my own. I'm not saying that neither of them will ever meet anyone who wants to move in, but Tammy lives with us. Tammy's not going anywhere for a while, and I'll always have dogs. I don't think I'll ever be on my own. I don't think I'll ever be, even if Natalie decided to go, I don't think I'd ever be on my own. She's like this in the background. You've got me. But you might go, you know, you might meet the man of your dreams and dance off into the sunset.
The man of my dreams is silent.
You might meet the dog of your dreams and dance off into the sunset. But no, I can't see it happening, to be honest.
The dog of my dreams, I'll be bringing them home.
Yeah, exactly. We just have more dogs. I'll always have a dog. I know the idea of being single doesn't fit. I've been single for a very, very long time. How old were you when I broke up with Sean?
7.
I've been single for 20 plus years, and it has never bothered me.
Possibly 5. It was whatever year that McDonald's did strawberry shortcake in their Happy Meal with a little lip gloss in her hat.
I don't have a date of reference for that. We've just been doing the maths, and we're not sure, but it's been at least 20 years. I've been single for at least 20 years, and it hasn't fazed me in the slightest. I don't have the patience for relationships. Can't be bothered.
Gaynor.
Hi, Gaynor.
Have you ever dyed your hair a different colour?
It's been all colours over the years. It was blonde or something approaching blonde. It was orange. It was meant to be blonde when I was 16. It's been black. I've never gone with the funky colours. I've never gone rainbow colours or anything like that. But I've done all of the usual colours, brown and red and blonde and black, all of those. But for the last many, many years, this has been Garnier 3.6, and the white stripe is about to be covered up very soon.
Travelling Tina. How's Mum doing? We haven't seen her for a while.
Now, the reason Travelling Tina says you haven't seen Mum for a while is because the questions went out before I put the video out of me spending the day with Mum. So you have seen her now, she's fine. But yeah, these questions went out a couple of weeks ago, and then I put the video out. I think Tina asked that question the night before that video went live the next morning. So yeah, Mum's fine. I'm sorry, every time I move the chair... Mum is chair. No, it is chair. Mum is okay. As you've seen in recent videos, Mum's doing okay. She's getting on, but she's all right, ticking along. Tattoos. Hi again.
What do you think was the cause of you gaining back your weight? Do you feel worse about yourself than when you first started? Bracket, no judgment, just curious.
What do I think was the cause of me gaining back my weight? I'm going to tell you a little secret now. Do you know what really made me gain back my weight? I ate too much. Mind blowing. Mind blowing. That is how I gained back my weight. I ate too much. Why did I eat too much? Because I got tired of...
It was a stage when you were quite unhappy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went through a difficult stage. I was quite unhappy. I got tired of monitoring myself and restricting myself, and I wanted to eat the bad things, and I ate a few bad things and nothing went wrong. I ate a few bad things and no weight went on. I got away with it, so I could eat a few more. And before you know it, it started creeping on, but it was only a pound here or a pound there or a couple of pounds, and it was only half a stone. And it was only a stone. At one point I was like, well, I've gained a stone, but I'm still 6.5 stone down. And then I'd gained a stone and a half, but it was fine because I'd still lost 6 stone. And then I gained two stone back, but it's all right because I've still lost 5. Before you know it, I've gained most of my weight back. I've never gone quite back up as far as I started. I was 27 stone 2. And the highest I went back up to was 25 stone 1, I think. So I still remained 2 stone off from my starting point, but it's a lot easier to put weight on than it is to get it off. So much easier. What was the second half of that?
Do you feel worse about yourself than when you first started?
I don't like the shape I am now. I'm a different shape to when I first started. The weight that's gone back on has gone back on in different places, and I'm more apple shaped now. I was very pear shaped before, and it's gone back on more around the middle, and I'm more apple shaped, and I dislike that because I don't like the way it feels. But when you say, how do you feel about yourself? I don't dislike myself. I didn't dislike myself when I was 27 stone 2. I don't dislike myself now. I'm reasonably happy with myself. I just would like to be a different shape and in less pain. But I don't feel bad about myself.
Travelling Tina again.
Hi, Tina.
What are your plans for your next cruise or holiday?
This is my next holiday. We're on it right now. So when you put this message up a couple of weeks ago, this was the next holiday. So we're currently in Mallorca. Just me and Nat in this one. We are in an all-inclusive. This place also does self-catering. We've been here before on several bases, haven't we?
With Lex, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we've vlogged one with Daddy and Ryan.
Yeah, we've been all-inclusive. We've been self-catering here. This is our 5th time at this resort, so it's somewhere we know, and we're in Calador in Mallorca. Nice little place. Nothing happens here, which is what we wanted for a holiday.
Lovely.
So that's this one. But my next holiday after this is the cruise next May. I'm going on a cruise next May.
Keza. Hi Carla, just wondered whether you believe in ghosts and the afterlife. Have you ever had any spooky experiences?
I don't believe in ghosts and the afterlife. I believe that when you're gone, you're gone. I believe that this is it. You get one go. You may as well make the most of it, because when it's over, it's over. I did have a spooky experience, which is a strange thing to counterbalance, isn't it? You go, I don't believe in the afterlife or ghosts. I did have an odd experience which freaked me out at the time, but I actually, on reflection, think it was something that it didn't feel like at the time. So when Tammy was living in Leeds, she had an old house, which was, it used to be one of those back-to-back houses. So half of the house would be the front and half would be the back. And then at some point over the years, they'd been knocked together to make one wider house. And because it was a back-to-back house, it was taller. It had 3 stories instead of 2. And I stayed with her there one night, and I was in the top floor attic bedroom. And I woke in the night with the feeling that somebody was sitting on the end of the bed, a large shape sitting on the end of the bed, and I couldn't move. I was frozen, absolutely frozen like this, couldn't move, absolutely petrified. And eventually I was able to move, and I don't know what happened to the large shape or the large feeling that something was sitting there, but it went away. Reading up about it afterwards, I think what I probably had was sleep paralysis, which is when one side of your brain wakes up before the other side. So the 2 sides of your brain operate different bits of your body. One side of your brain operates your thoughts and thinking process, and the other side of your brain operates your body. And it is possible for one side to wake up before the other. So it's possible for your thoughts, I don't know if I'm pointing at the right side, but for your thoughts and feelings to be awake whilst the side of your brain that operates your body hasn't yet woken up, and you can't move, and it's called sleep paralysis. And I think that's what I was experiencing. But I don't think it was anything supernatural, but I didn't sleep in that bedroom again, just in case.
Helen says, are you going to be doing the advent calendars again for Vlogmas? I missed that last year.
I haven't got any plans to do advent calendars for Vlogmas this year. I've seen some lovely ones, but I don't know, money-wise, it's a thing at the moment. They're quite expensive. The advent calendars are quite expensive, and I wondered if people were a bit bored of doing that. So yeah, I haven't got any plans at all for Vlogmas. I don't know whether I'll be vlogging in December or not this year. No plans as yet.
Smarg.
Hi, Smarg.
Smarg? I don't know.
SMARG?
Yeah.
I'd go Smarg.
If you could only read one book for the rest of your life, what would it be?
If I could only read one book for the rest of my life. That is a really difficult one. There's a lot of books that I've read many, many times.
Millie Molly Mandy.
I don't know if I could read it for the rest of my life. I've got a copy of the collected works of Jane Austen. Is that cheating? That's 6 books. That might be cheating. If I only read, I don't know. One book is very difficult, isn't it? I can tell you one series of books. I could read Pratchett. I could read the Discworld series over and over again for the rest of my life without any trouble. But I don't know if I could tell you one book. That's a really difficult one. I don't know.
Nan, did you make any permanent changes after doing your no spend challenge?
Did I make any permanent changes after doing my no spend? I didn't make permanent changes as such, but it certainly did enable me to do less of a lot of things. So I don't go to bingo anywhere near as much anymore. And when I do go, I don't spend as much. And I buy very few scratch cards now. It helped me to get out of the habit that I was in of buying scratch cards. So I buy very few. I still buy the occasional one, but I probably buy a couple a week now, which is nothing compared to what I used to buy. I'm trying to manage my money better in general. That's not just because of the no spend challenge. That's just, that recently I'm just trying to manage my money better. I waste less money since we did that. It did help break a few habits that were getting a bit untidy, yeah.
Kel Belmont.
Kel Belmont, yeah.
What do you think about eBay and no listing fees versus Vinted? Would you consider selling on Vinted?
I don't have no listing fees on eBay. I'm a business seller on eBay, therefore I pay fees. They've just brought in this, and there's no fees on used clothing up until Christmas, but that's a temporary promotion. That's not a general thing. I have therefore considered selling my own stuff on Vinted. You're not supposed to list on Vinted as a business, reselling on Vinted, although they have now launched Vinted Pro. I'm not interested in listing everything that I've got on eBay onto Vinted, but I have considered starting Vinted with my own stuff, because currently I list my own stuff on eBay along with the business stuff, and I pay tax on all of it because I just can't be arsed to do it differently. But I'm considering listing my own stuff on Vinted and separating stuff out a bit. It would be lovely if eBay said there are no fees, but it's not going to happen. So there's not really much point losing any sleep over it, is there? It's not going to happen. You pay fees, that's it. You have no choice. You run a business, you pay fees, you pay taxes, you do all the things you have to do, whether you like it or not.
One last one.
Are you
doing Vlogmas?
Are you doing Vlogmas? Well, we just talked about that a minute ago, didn't we? I don't know is the answer.
Katie.
Hi, Katie. I don't know whether I'm doing Vlogmas. It's not a definite no, but I don't have any ideas for Vlogmas yet. And bearing in mind that it's already the end of October, if I was going to start planning for Vlogmas, I should have done it about 2 months ago.
I want Elf on the Shelf.
You want Elf on the Shelf? Natalie wants Elf on the Shelf for Vlogmas. I don't think I can do Elf on the Shelf.
I don't think I can. That will eat the elf
I don't think we can do Elf on the Shelf with puppies. And also, I think if I do Elf on the Shelf, then it's going to get very complicated because my channel is not made for kids. It's tagged as not made for kids. And I think it will complicate issues a lot. There's a lot of content on this channel that isn't child suitable. If I start putting Elf on the Shelf on, I think it will complicate things. I don't think I'm doing Elf on the Shelf.
But I've got a question.
Okay, Natalie's got a question apparently.
If you could watch any TV series or film or read any book for the first time again without knowing what's coming, what would you choose?
For the first time without knowing what's coming.
Yeah.
So
like you were
so if it was going to be a TV adaptation, it would have to be something of a book that I hadn't read then, because I do know what's coming, don't I?
But yeah, you know what I mean though, just experience it for the first time.
Les Mis. If I could watch any film again for the first time without knowing anything about what to expect, it would be Les Miserables, because that was absolutely stunning. I didn't know the story, no. I'd managed to not absorb the story of Les Mis. I had a vague idea, but I didn't, I'd managed to not absorb any of the story of Les Mis over the years, and so when I went to see that for the first time, it was epic film.
I think that was the first film we ever went to the cinema twice to see, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went back and watched it again. And the second time I went to the toilet during Javert's suicide. The second time I went to the toilet because I didn't want to watch it again because it was so sad the first time. There we go. Thank you for joining me for these 2 Q&As, and thank you for all of you who put your Q&As forward, your Qs forward, so I could A them. Thank you to Natalie for her background reading of questions. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm not giving you a tenner for your kids. I hope you've enjoyed these videos and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.